Disney and Lucasfilm are being hauled into court. Gina Carano, an actor on the hit show The Mandalorian, claims she was wrongfully terminated and retaliated against for a political social media post. A string of them, really. Carano appeared in the first 2 seasons of the Disney Plus hit, but was fired by Lucasfilm in 2021 after she took to Instagram comparing being a Republican to being Jewish in Nazi Germany. She touched on a lot of third rails, and she was fired. So Elon Musk is now funding this lawsuit. Carano is seeking $75,000 in damages, and she wants the court to force Lucasfilm to recast her in the show. Does she have a case? AngelaReddock-Wright is with us, founder and managing partner of the Reddock Law Group. Angela is a labor law attorney and certified workplace investigator. Angela, I'm glad you're here. So the actor got people really mad. That is clear online. She talked about, Jews were beat up by their neighbors before they were ever beat up by Nazis, and they try to turn one another against each other. Then she set her pronouns to boop, bop, beep. Is that grounds for termination?
Not by itself is not grounds for termination, but in the context that she being a public figure, someone that represents not only the Mandalorian brand, but the Disney brand, she is held to a higher standard. So the things that she says in public, because she has such a following, and Disney and the Mandalorian has such a following, she's held to a higher standard. And to the extent her comments were perceived as being discriminatory and thinking different, and being racist along some lines, then that is a grounds for termination.
I see. Okay, so I'm wondering if this has any analog in the, I'm going to call it real world, people who don't live in the, Lucasfilm universe, because let's take pronouns. Pronouns mean the world to some people, and they are quite vocal about it, Others, they think this is silly, or worse, they think this is coercive to make me go along with the idea that biological sex is meaningless, that there is no gender binary. Are they allowed to say that as well? Can they be vocal in their private time?
Indeed, individuals can say what they will in their private time, but if those individuals happen to be celebrities or happen to be a part of a larger brand, such as the Disney brand or the Mandalorian brand, then those individuals are held to a higher standard. And while they may personally believe that the pronouns are having pronouns that are different from the traditional male or female associated pronouns, to the extent that they suggest that others cannot, express themselves in a certain way, then that's where it starts to cross the line. And that's where Disney, obviously, in a situation like this, held Gina to a much higher standard than she might be held if she were just a normal private citizen.
I see, Angela. So she's a star. I assume she has some sort of morality clause in her contract. But does it matter that she's an actor then, the realm she's working in? Because most people are progressive in the arts. So I guess with the morality clause, does it matter whose morality counts? Because half of America, they're conservatives, and they're like, wait, my religion, my beliefs say that this is what biological sex is. Like, would it matter whose morality counts?
Right. Certainly working in Hollywood in the entertainment industry, by that industry itself, she's held to a different standard. So while she may have what are considered more conservative views, when it comes to engaging with her fellow actors, when it comes to engaging in the industry, it's not that she's expected to not share her points of view, but it's when her points of view start to suggest that this is how she also views her coworkers. This is how she also views other actors and others in the entertainment industry. And in fact, ultimately, she was terminated because of her refusal to meet with the head of Lucasfilm, who is known as being LGBTQ, as well as 45 LGBTQ employees who were very offended by her views that she was expressing on X and expressing publicly. Ultimately, she was terminated because of her refusal to meet and to engage with those that she had offended by her viewpoints.
Super interesting. Popular show, hot topic. I mean, we don't know where this thing is even going to go. Employment attorney Angela Reddock-Wright, thank you so much for being with us.